because I was so bad at school, I cheated all throughout school, and I built systems around how I can learn and how I can get past. When someone called me and asked me to build curriculum for them, I knew the mind of an entrepreneur who didn't want to go through like super long courses and things like that. And that became the place where I started to see some real success.
Right.
We hit our first 6-figure month. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? What's going on? We hit our first 7-figure year. I never knew how to say those numbers, right? It's like, oh, we hit it. We make $1 million. How much do we spend? We spent $950K. I'm like, oh crap. So I went through all those lessons.
Sure. Welcome to the Damji Show. I'm Jamil Damji, your host, and I have a very, 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 very special friend with me today, Leo Valentino Chun.
Yes,
LVC,
sir.
My dog. What's up,
LVC.
brother? What's up? What's up? He is responsible for introducing me or putting together the event that I met my beautiful girlfriend Saba through. So I just want to say thank you, because I wouldn't have this incredible human in my life, but you attracted her into your world before I did. So that says a lot about what you've got going on. And for those, you guys haven't really seen Leo and I ever interact on social media. I think have we ever done a live together on Instagram or TikTok? Probably, maybe not. But I'm a big fan of you. I watched you come up with some really, really, really insightful, great advice on your TikTok channel. I remember watching that and thinking, this guy knows what he's doing. Like, this guy, he's a genuine, authentic, cool guy. And I was always really shocked to realize how young you are, because I'm like, how do you get so mentally advanced? How do you do that at your age? I was like, at your age, I was a piece of crap. Couldn't care about personal development and growth and things of that nature. It took me a long time to get here. And I've watched you explode and do some pretty amazing things around some incredible people. And so for the folks who don't know you, because I obviously do, introduce yourself to us, please. Let us know a little bit about you.
First of all, thank you. Thank you
course.
for always taking my call. We talked about that, and always providing some of the only advice that I would hear and carry through, even though hearing so many different things, I've always respected your voice. So, when I called you the other day, I was like, I don't know what it is, but Jamil probably has an answer for it,
Thank
right?
you.
And also, congratulations, you and Saba.
Yeah, right?
Best thing ever. Where is she at?
She's
there
over
she is.
there.
I can't even see anything.
Yeah.
My name is Leo Valentino. I have kind of made my way into the world by trusting in God and kind of just moving in that nature and connecting with great people.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started sales when I was really, really young, selling candy on the streets until I learned how to use a computer. Then I learned about online money, internet money, and I would play. My only video games was Minecraft when I was like 13, but instead of playing it, would build the servers for it. I would start making money on there.
Okay.
And that would, on every little...
You're the first person I've ever heard say I was making money on Minecraft.
Yeah, dude. It was, people would buy diamonds. People would buy people would buy like name tags. Kind of, I mean, like in the industry, right?
Like, what kind of money are we talking?
Not a crazy amount.
Okay, but
for me at 13,
at 13,
I would be making
$1,000?
Over $1,000. I probably
Bro.
made in the lifetime of Minecraft
Yeah.
like $3K on there.
Wow.
I would design people's profile pictures. I would make people's email banners.
Okay.
And so I started to see like the marketplace in Minecraft.
Right.
And so, I mean, a lot of what I do today, I still see it. I see it just on a much, much bigger scale of fulfillment of sales and everything. But I kind of made my way doing that. And fast forward, I started to sell things on eBay. Like anything in my house, I would sell it on eBay when...
Your mom would probably be so mad. Like, I bring something home and it's gone tomorrow.
She is a bougie Chinese woman.
Okay.
But she would buy all the fake designer stuff from online.
Sure.
And we didn't make a lot of money. But what she did teach me was abundance. And so she'd be like, Leo, come down. And she'll look at all these Gucci, Louis Vuitton things. She's like, what do you want? Pick it out. And I'd be like, how much is this, Mom? She's like, $12. And I'm like, oh, awesome. And I would buy it. I would use it for a bit. And I would sell it back on eBay for like $60.
Wow.
And so I learned how to flip and arbitrage until I did it with couches.
Okay.
And that was my first big hit of making some real money.
Okay.
Because I would buy
Did you learn that from Ryan?
I heard it from Ryan.
Okay.
I heard it from Ryan. Someone said, hey, go watch this thing.
Yeah.
So I started doing it right away.
Yeah.
And I hit up on someone on Snapchat. I was like, hey, who's got a truck? And this kid texted me. He was like, I got one. And I don't know trucks, right? So he's like, I got a 4Runner. So I was like, oh, come by. And he comes in with the 4Runner. I'm like,
I can't use this.
how am I going to fit a couch in this? And so I hopped in with him and we circled the streets. We found a couch and we stuffed it in there. $50 we bought it. $50 stuffed it in there. My job was to be on the passenger side, control music, but then hold the couch with
I
my
love how
left arm.
controlling the music was
Important.
still a priority in this.
Very important.
Okay.
I would hold the couch. We'd go back to my house, go in my garage, clean it up. I'd list it on Facebook Marketplace for $550. $550. The next day, you hear that the Facebook Marketplace, ching, $500. Wow. And they would give us a $100 tip because we'd smile. We'd say, hey, do you want us to move the couch around? And do you want a water in their own house? Like, do you want a water? And they would laugh and they would give us $50 each because we were just young, dumb kids.
No way. So you would go, okay, and where were you getting the couches from? People giving them
Offer up,
away?
yeah.
Or selling them really cheap?
I was blessed enough to be born in San Francisco area, and so all these people were selling their crate and barrel couches that they would buy for $6,000, and it was during COVID, so they were moving and leaving the couches and saying, hey, if you just take it for $150, I'm done with it as long as you boys can come in and take it. And so that was our unique selling proposition. We'd go in there, we'd take it, we'd buy it, we'd clean it up, and we'd list it again on Facebook Marketplace. But we'd say free delivery. You don't have to hire a moving company.
That's so real.
We'd come in there. It's
come in
clean.
there, set it up. It's clean. I just did when I moved into my house, the house that I just moved out of. I moved in there July of 2020. So it was like COVID happening, but it was my first big boy house.
Yeah.
Right, like the
In
5,000 square footer plus thing. Built it myself. Just a gorgeous home, like a Nordic, Japanese, modern style home. And I got this antique circle couch for my living room. It was like, this person can sell couches at like $40,000-$50,000.
Yeah.
I didn't even know couches could get that expensive.
Crazy.
Anyways, I didn't pay that much money for it. I paid like $20,000 for it.
Yeah. It's still crazy.
It's
but
still
it's $20,000.
Yeah. But it was a circle and it was beautiful. And I'm like, I need this circle couch, right?
Of course.
I just sold it for $2,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. To the guy who sold it to me.
You sold it back to him?
Yes.
He's going to sell it back for $20,000.
I know. That's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to clean it up, and then he's going to go sell it to another jack off like I was back then 5 years ago, and he's probably going to sell it for $30,000 this time.
Yeah.
So I get it. There's money in that. That's awesome. So flipping couches, and then what?
So flipping couches, I did that for a while. I was making about $4 or $5K a month. With it, I was like, oh, crazy.
Dude.
Yeah,
that is like good money. $4,000 or $5,000.
When you're 17,
when you're 17, you're
rich.
Pimping.
Yeah.
At 17 years old, you're making
pimping
$5,000
with two
a month.
ends, man.
Dog,
you're
chilling. Okay, so now what happens then?
And so I was doing
you get
that.
yourself a girl. You got a
yeah,
car,
I was doing my thing.
Yeah.
So around that time, I was posting on social media, and I got really good at it.
You got very good at it.
I got good by doing what still works,
Mm-hmm.
which it's changing, but you would find someone that does something really well, and I did that. I found this kid that was doing these motivational videos, and I was like, I'm more attractive than this kid. Come on, I can do what he does. And so I tried it once, it flopped. I tried it again, it hit 1 million views.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy to say. That screwed me up for a while. This part of the story where I was able to go from 0 to 1 million views, from 1 million views to 1 billion views in 45 days. In the height of TikTok, going from around 30 followers to 1 million followers in 45 days. It screwed with my mind because I was like, I'm going to hit this in 10 years. And 45 days later, I hit it. And so, over the past 4 years, it's something I've overcome probably 2 years ago. But I used to be so entitled. Oh, everything I touch turns into gold because I'm this whiz kid that got 1 million followers. That was probably a year after all the couch stuff. And I met you right before all that.
We're talking about it, but we met in Key West at Tim Mai's event.
You want to know a funny story about that?
Yeah.
I knew who you were.
Okay.
I knew who you were in Pace very, very briefly. I had just hopped in. I skipped a part of the story. Once I realized I could do this with flipping couches, I realized I could do it with houses.
Right.
So I turned 18. I did my first wholesale deal.
Awesome.
Cold calling.
Nice.
And so I was like, oh, super cool. And then I met someone, Noah Hoffman.
Yep.
I trained his son, personal training, because I was also that's Coach Chun.
Okay.
I was personal training at the time.
Okay.
Just trying to do everything. Everything under the sun.
You're hustle personified.
Yeah.
Which is phenomenal, by the way.
Thank you. And so training his son for free,
Yeah.
he was like, let me take you to this event, hero event. I just got invited. I was like, okay, how do I get
Where were you
there?
at? Where were you living at that time?
My parents' house in San Bruno, California.
Okay, so Noah flew you down to Key West.
So he got the ticket for me. I asked my mom, I was like,
Your mom
I was
helped
like,
you out.
I was like, Mom,
So Noah got you a ticket, and
Nope.
you come to Key West. Key West is not a easy place to get to.
no.
It's Miami,
Like
and then another
$750
little,
ticket at
and then another flight. It's like it's not fun.
The reason I went to my mom, because I was like, hey, it's COVID time, blah, blah, blah. And at that time, I was into the hustle, but I was still brainwashed by California.
Right.
So I didn't know if it was okay or not. And
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
like, go. She's like, go. I even pay for it. And she bought my ticket,
Very
to
cool.
go there. So
Yeah.
I was able to go to Key West. But the story is, I knew who you were in Pace, kind of. And I remember I was at the event and I was chatting with everyone, and I realized, hey, people like me. Like they like the young hustle. And I went out to do a call, and I saw you two. I remember I saw you two. I was like, oh shoot, what do I do? What do I do right now? And so I sat back and I was like, hey, are you guys part of this event thing that's going on? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, I'll walk you guys over there. I remember I walked you guys over, opened the door, and I didn't even say like, oh, are you Jamil? Are you Pace? I just walked you guys in, and then I left. And I remember those 2.5 days, it was that same vibe. I was like, I know everyone here, but I don't know anyone here. So I'm just going to smile and wave and just connect with everyone. But I remember that's the time we met.
That was the first time we
Yeah.
met. That's so interesting. That's such a, I can really, there's parts of that trip that are burnt into my mind. I don't know why. I really like Key West, by the way. It's a beautiful, beautiful
Have
place.
you been back since? I have not been back since.
I want to take her so bad because it's like you feel like you're in a tropical country, but you're in the
Yeah.
U.S.
Yeah.
You don't feel like you're in the U.S. You feel like you're in Barbados or something
Right.
like that. It's so different, right? Or I guess it's only 40 miles to Cuba, right? So it's like
Yeah.
it's like
It's kind of a different.
yeah, it's a whole different vibe. Okay, so we meet in Key West. You are Coach Chun at the time because you're doing, and that's why you're in my phone as Coach Chun.
Yeah.
So now that's tracking. You get into real estate,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't pursue real estate fully. You do a couple deals here and there, and then what happens?
So this is the time where I blew up on social
Socials,
media. Best thing that could ever happen to me because my ego was so huge. And I was like, I'm the guy. Like I can do all these things, which shattered pretty fast.
Mhm.
Like that was my first big humbling.
Oh, what shattered you?
It was dating. I've always been in good long-term relationships.
Okay.
But after my first one, I was like, I'm that guy.
Yeah.
And so I started dating more and just, getting more active in that sense. And then I was in another longer relationship that broke my heart. And so that at that point, that was kind of like my stage of like, okay, now I'm going to
Yeah,
go
because
date.
no matter how famous you got, no matter how big you got, no matter how many things you touched that turned to gold, you couldn't save the relationship.
Yeah. My heart still got shattered.
Your heart still broke.
Yeah.
She break up with you? What happened?
No. So I broke up with her, but I stayed in a weird limbo loop. I was so insecure. That's what I realized about myself. I was so insecure with her. She's the last girl, because we were so young. I was 19. She was 18. The last girl I ever let my insecurity out on. That relationship taught me not to be insecure anymore. Because I was mean. I would say things to make her feel less so I can feel higher because I felt so low. And I remember one of the last times we had been together, I remember promising myself like, damn, I will never again be how I was in that. And it's not how my mom raised me. It's not how my sister raised me. So that humbling started deep of like, dang, I'm not a man. Like nowhere near a man. And I don't have a man in my life that could show me how to be a man. My father, I love him now, but he wasn't a strong man in my life. So I didn't have anyone. I had my mother, who was a strong woman, but what does that, turn a young boy into, right? Someone who's, yes, strong, but in a feminine way.
Mm-hmm.
And so I
get it.
didn't have
was
that.
Raised by strong women as well. My dad, of course, in my life and in our home, but not present, worked. It's not because my dad was out drinking or being a degenerate out there. My dad was just a hardworking blue collar guy, you know? and worked 6 days a week for 12 hours a day. And the one day he had off, he just wanted to sleep. So we didn't have a chance to really. And you know, first generation immigrant kid, your job is to do better.
Yeah.
Is to elevate, you
Right.
know? So I can understand what you're saying, because I got a lot of my influences from my mother and my sister. And then you have this whole dance with your masculinity and your femininity and all the energies that are in you, and how to like really just be a good version of or the best version Leo can be, integrating all of that.
Right.
And knowing that there is a place for what mom and you have a sister too?
Yeah.
There is a place for your mom, where your mom and your sister are in your life, and how much they've supported and how much influence they've had in you. And also there's a place in your life for where the absence of your dad is, and what you've developed as an ideal for how to be a man. And that right there can be the next guide, because you can truly reconcile that by being that guy, right? Like
Right.
I didn't have a present father, and so that doesn't make me not a present father. I didn't have a present father, so that makes me a present father,
Right.
because I understand what it did. I understand that I needed him. I needed more. I needed my dad to say he was proud of me,
Yeah.
right? My whole life I was chasing my dad saying, and he didn't say it until I was 43 years old. I'm 46, so that wasn't that long ago.
Wow.
So when that's the case, I know how important that stuff is. So I can be different with my child. You know, I can commit and show up as a different guy. So I think you probably had to create that, right?
Yeah.
So you're humbled, heartbroken, a little feminine.
Yeah. I
And
called my mom. I was like, "Mom, am I feminine?" She's like, "Ah."
that's great.
And it was that night, because when I find something out about myself, I obsess until I develop
That's
it.
a great attribute.
And so I asked my mom. I was like, "Mom, am I feminine?" She's like,
Little bit.
"Honey, the way you sit sometimes." I was like,
Get out of here.
"Yeah."
The way you sit, she said.
Yeah. And because I used to, honestly, like the way I sit here, I used to sit like this. 'Cause
Okay.
that's how I seen them. I was like, it's comfy.
Yeah.
But she was like, it's a little bit, and you know the way you. She's like, but it's a superpower. You have great intuition, all these things, which I do, because of my mom, my sister. But she was just like, basically, you're not a man yet, but it's okay because you got a path, right? That's what she said to me.
Wow. Okay. So you got 1 million followers, broken heart. You're starting to really introspect, and you're starting to understand and reconcile aspects of yourself.
Yes.
Are you making money now? Like, what's the money spot?
Yeah, at this time I was always good at marketing because the social media side. So with the real estate, I had learned to start buying a couple deals creatively, and so I did that with my partner today, brother and partner, and he was educating at the time.
Your partners who?
Andrew Schlag,
Okay.
great guy.
Yeah, I've heard his name be spoken about here and in other spots, and so I know he's a great dude. And obviously, if you guys are partners with each other, he's got to be great. So you guys are in real estate together?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Cool.
And so I met him at a really dark time.
Okay.
For his dark time, and when we connected, he was 40 pounds overweight. He was very insecure. He was going through all those things, but he was still top dog. Right? He was still able to be top dog at real estate. And so when we connected, he helped me do a couple deals, and still being Coach Chun, I helped him start working out and kind of show him. It's funny to say show him the world, because he was from Belle Rive, Illinois, with a town of 400 people, and that's all he knew. And so he didn't watch TV, he didn't know music. He was just a good old God's kid.
Right.
Right.
A chubby one.
Exactly, a chubby one too. And at that time, I was still getting out of the more the lustful life that I was living and the world I was in. But I showed him that. I showed him what is it like to meet women. And for me, it's like that's all I want. That's all I wanted to do. And at first, he's like, no, I don't want to.
How old is he at the time?
29.
Okay, and you're at that 20?
19?
Okay.
18, 19.
Okay.
Fast forward a bit, is we did a couple deals together, did a couple Airbnbs, and so I started to learn how to manage money, how to build systems, how to hire, and it became the first place where I had to prove myself because of his sister, who runs all of our companies right now.
His sister.
His sister.
Okay.
they had been through so many wrongful partnerships that did him wrong because he was such a nice person.
Okay.
And so she had her eyes on like, who is this
Of
young
course,
kid?
as she should.
And so it became a place where I just had to prove myself. And so I did the best I could. I did everything I could to shape up, and I did. And he was he had a coaching business at the time
Okay.
where he would help a couple students, and I had experience in creating product. Because I was so bad at school, I cheated all throughout school, and I built systems around how I can learn and how I can get past, right? And so I was really good when someone called me and asked me to build curriculum for them. I knew the mind of an entrepreneur who didn't want to go through like super long courses and things like that.
So you could help him structure what he was doing as a business
Yes.
into an educational product.
Correct.
And you guys partnered on that.
And we partnered on that.
Okay.
And that became the place where I started to see some real success.
Right.
We hit our first 6-figure month. I was like, oh my God, what's happening? What's going on? We hit our first 7-figure year. I never knew how to say those numbers, right? 7-figure, 6-figure, all these different things. I always wanted to say it. But it's like, oh, we hit it. But we make $1 million. How much do we spend? We spent $950K. I'm like, oh crap.
I know. Yeah.
Right? So I went through all those lessons,
Sure.
still trying to prove myself until fast forward a year, got humbled again from that business.
Okay.
From kind of lessons of like making this much, losing this much.
Yeah,
Okay, crap.
yeah.
I'm not all that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, everything I touch doesn't turn into gold.
Sure.
Turns into silver, and then I can work it.
Sometimes it's copper.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's absolute, shit.
Sometimes it's poop. Yeah.
And so then I learned how to humble myself and how to like say, Leo, you're not all that, but you can if you just learn and put your head down. And so I started learning, I started hiring, I started to ask questions every single day to the people that I respected the most. And I just took action. And I became known as someone that, hey, when you tell me something, I go and do it. And I come back and I have 15 things done. What's next? That business, still to this day is doing really, really well.
Awesome. So the coaching business is crushing.
Yes.
Are you, because you have this unique value proposition as, a person who can build curriculum and is super able to complete tasks and then also find the next one that's necessary in order for it to get better, which I think it's a skill that very few people have. Most people need to be told what to do and then don't understand why they're doing it and what's next. When somebody knows not only what to do, they get a little start, but then they know what to do, and then they understand the intrinsic next move is a special type of person, right? There's not a lot of you guys out there. So have you thought of making yourself the product where what you do and what you offer? Because I think that's a valuable thing for people to be able to know. Like, I would love to learn how to make curriculum. There's the space of info and being who we are and what we have as our core gifts, because we all have one or many, and then sharing that with the world. I think that's how we're supposed to exchange. And what a cool thing it could be if you could help people extract that and then commoditize that.
So I didn't for so long because I still always had this need to prove. Like I'm not that successful yet. Yeah, I'm making millions of dollars, but I'm not successful yet. I can't show that. And so that's what held me back from doing it for so long. And then around the time where you came to that event was when I had that epiphany of like, oh, I can do this. I can start to put myself out as an authority. I've done this for 4.5 years. And so I started the process and I started posting what I knew, which was communication at first, because I didn't feel secure enough to post about business or sales. Even though I knew it really well, I just didn't feel like I could. And so I posted about communication and it blew up. And then I kind of gave up on it. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to do it. And so I learned a lot of lessons in that path of like figuring out, how do I become that authority? And then fast forward a couple months of kind of wrestling with it, I started it. And so I started doing these events with the younger entrepreneurs, like the 20 to like 30, 35 entrepreneurs who are just getting started. But what did I know how to do? I knew how to build curriculum and take someone's expertise and make millions of dollars from it.
Right.
Now, it was the only main business I knew how to do. And so what I started to do was I brought the community building aspect, which I'm good at, to this. And so we started to do big events, 50 people, 100 people, so excited. We knew how to sell well. And we created a product that I loved. So really, really good product. And we fulfilled. But what I realized is a lot of these young people shouldn't be doing an expertise business.
Okay.
Like they shouldn't go into info. They shouldn't yet.
Got it. So then you had a conflict because you're like, oh crap, I just made the fake guru machine.
Correct. And I got out of it real fast.
I got it.
I hopped out real fast and I went to the mountains for 2 days because I put my mind into that. I was like, this is my thing.
Yeah.
I went to the mountains for 2 days. I prayed every single day, just asking like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Because I have to always be moving, right? And after that mountain trip, it was like, what am I doing? Like, do the path that I've been going on. We help so many people. Like we love our people and work with them so closely, and their lives change right in front of us. But they're a bit of the older crew that appreciate it so much and that have got their teeth grinded in, so they do the work.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to think about it. Like, I know if I just dedicate myself and put my mind here for 2 years, the lessons I'll learn as a leader and as a man are, of course, the money's going to be amazing, and it is amazing, but the lessons of just focusing in on this are going to outweigh any of the money that I make. And so I made that decision about 3 months ago.
Okay.
And so every single day has been executing on that.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
And so that's a big shift.
That's a big shift.
Because when I saw you last, you were doing the event in LA.
The mansion party.
The mansion party.
Such a different world and life.
Yeah, it was like a charity event.
Yeah.
And again, a game changer for me. That event, I was in a really interesting spot because I was, it had been a little bit of time since the split in my marriage. I thought I was like over it. I wasn't, right? And I was still kind of masking it and lying to myself and doing the things, but getting there, but slowly, you know? But it was a really interesting opportunity for me because I got to come to a new element and kind of see what the world had. And it was funny because that event, I meet two girls. I meet one former Miss Universe and the love of my life.
Yes.
And I got both their phone numbers. So that was a really interesting, and I took them both out on dates. But one obviously won, right?
Yeah,
and so,
absolutely.
Who I think is more than Miss Universe anyways, because
100%.
she's phenomenal.
100%.
But that event, I remember seeing you up there on the stage and being like, this guy is a monster. Not in a bad way. I'm like, this guy's going to do something. Like I see you because of how eloquent you are and how focused you are as being like a Tony Robbins at some level in your life. At some point in your life, you're going to far outshine what we've done. You'll get much farther than I'll have gone. And that's great. I think that's beautiful. I think you're going to impact millions of lives because of that. And they'll resonate with you and you'll be able to push farther and longer because you started earlier. You'll be able to have done more. That's where I thought you were going to be going, in that direction of what I saw, the Leo I saw on the stage that day.
Right.
But it really hasn't gone that route. You took a totally different path. So what does it look like then for you now? If it's not Leo the like on the stage talking slick, being that, then what does a day-to-day look like?
A day-to-day right now looks like praying for lessons every single morning and then going through into the battlefield of business, and every single minute of the day optimizing, leading my team, and looking at leading my
How big's the team?
13 people.
Excellent.
So we have 13, incredible team. And it is knowing that, yes, that vision of Leo growing expansively is there because I think it'll impact more people.
Mm-hmm.
If it happened now, it wouldn't be as potent as if I know I build myself more. And I'm not shortcutting myself because we're doing well.
I mean, you had a great day today. I got to overhear a little bit of your success today, which was awesome. And
Yes.
You have days like this often.
And so looking back at the challenges I used to have, make a meal, shoot, I spent $9.50. Right now it's make 5 mil, okay, shoot, we spent 3.5.
Right.
Right. And then managing that while managing myself like every day.
Oh, you were like talking huge numbers. These are the kind of events you guys are putting on.
Yes.
Where you'll spend $3 million.
We don't spend $3 million at the events. Okay. Each event will cost about 50, 60K.
Okay.
And we'll walk away with 400, 500, 600.
Nice.
And so we've got a well-oiled machine done well, and we're scaling that. Like that's where I just want to put my full.
And now, do you do events for others? Do you just do them for yourselves and for your own product?
We just do it here.
Just do it here.
Yeah.
Wow. How many people come to your events?
About 100. That kind of sits there. So, out of every 100 we have registered, if they paid for a ticket, like if they paid for a ticket, bought kind of a lower tier, and not on a payment plan, it's 85% show up rate every single time.
Yeah, when it's a free ticket,
yeah, it's
like 40-30% show up.
It's butt cheeks.
Brutal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting when people sometimes when I'm, I was on a webinar today. Of course, the things I know are specialized and are worth a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so when someone is like, hey, well, let me just pay you for my first deal.
Let me suck you of all your time, and then I'll pay
and not
you.
only that, if they were going to show up and suck, that would be one thing, but they don't. They don't even show up.
Right.
They just ghost. And it's like, no, dude, I'm never going to be that because how many people had I in the past given access to my whole world for nothing? And how many of those people have done something with it?
Right.
One. I've given it away to dozens and dozens and dozens of people. One did it, and why? Because he was the husband of my old assistant and Emily. And he saw firsthand that what I was doing was real.
Yeah.
And she knew too, because she could see the money. She was watching the whole thing, and she's like, this is real. So he didn't need proof of concept because his life was proof of concept. Their whole world was proof of concept. I remember it was very clearly on my Christmas party, they approached me, and he was like, I want to learn from you. Right then I knew that she was gonna be gone soon because I couldn't say no.
Right.
And I would have to say yes, and he was going to kill it, and she was going to leave.
Correct.
And so I said it right then because I saw the writing on the wall. I said, yes, I'll give you access. I'll do the whole thing. I'll answer your questions whenever you need on one condition. You don't go ahead and make so much money that she quits in 6 months. And it was 5 months that I get the call. And she said, I quit. But thank you.
Right.
Because you changed our lives. And I'm sorry that I did exactly what I told you that I wasn't going to do. But it was awesome, right? But in any regard, that's it. Like the only time I've ever been able to get something of value from somebody who's taken something from me for free. It doesn't exist. So I get that when you're so the events you do, are they focus primarily in real estate?
Yes.
Okay, so it's real estate education. Oh, your guys' main model in real estate is what?
Flow, buy, owner, finance, sell, lease option.
Okay, so creative finance.
Creative finance.
Buying them on seller finance, selling them on lease option.
Selling lease option, yeah.
So essentially, you're wholesaling that or arbitrage.
We're taking ownership.
You're taking ownership.
So we take ownership, yes, and then we do lease option. We sell lease option. Tenant buyer will come in.
Okay.
And then they'll cash out a year later.
Got it. How many transactions do you guys typically get to do in a year, say, of that style in this environment? Are you doing mainly in virtual or are you doing in California?
Mainly Midwest, Evansville. So all Evansville, Indiana is where we buy because we got the whole system there. Right?
Wow.
We got the leads, we control the leads, the lending, right? So when we need funding, outside funding there, we have the property management, and then we have our Michelle, big sister, she's there. She lives there with Ahmed. He was a police officer for 10 years. Incredible guy. He's our CTO now. But he came in as a student of Andrew's first, not of me. But he came in and he learned from Andrew, did a deal, did another deal, said, Andrew, I want to work for you. Right? My life has changed. I want to work for you. What can we do? It's around the same time I came in. And so those were kind of the two people I was proving myself to. Ahmed, 10-year police officer, and then Michelle, and we kind of built together. He started doing acquisitions for us. Michelle ran the whole operation, still runs the whole operation.
Are you guys managing the properties that you sell on lease option as well at all?
They take care of all maintenance is on them.
Because they're a buyer.
Correct. Yeah, it's a rent to own. And so they'll come in about a year later, they'll cash us out. They take the house. Those who don't, that keep renting, we have a property management company that they're two incredible ladies. One's a realtor, another one's just an operator, and our admin that worked with us for 8 years is over there, and so they manage everything, and it's beautiful.
Amazing, brother. Your students, where do they come from?
So we do a lot of online events. From online, they'll funnel into the event, And the event is where most of our students will come in, but they're all over.
Do they fly in for the events?
Yeah, a lot of. So we just did Cincinnati. The big event we just did,
Yeah.
Cincinnati. Never been to Cincinnati. Never thought I would ever be in Cincinnati. It was a beautiful, beautiful event. Most people drove in. I don't know why.
So they were all.
But we don't geo-target anyone.
Oh, wow.
But most of our people come into Midwest, and we don't teach California. We don't teach Texas. We teach literally Louisville, not Louisville. Well, Louisville is one of our big markets, but Kentucky, Indiana, Ohio, that's where we do it because that's where we have the most people.
Yeah.
So we can almost everyone guarantee that you're gonna do well, or at least you're gonna be satisfied and happy. Because we have tried other states and they do well, but we have to move our head around and like a headless chicken when they need a real estate attorney or they need a new title company.
Right.
It's like we have all our people in the Midwest,
people in the Midwest,
and we're happy
ready
there.
to go.
Yeah.
That's really, really, really smart, man. That's a great business model. I'm excited. I'm proud of what you've accomplished here. I think you guys are doing the thing, and it's nice to see that. I mean, creative finance is such a useful tool for people to get into real estate with little or no money down. You guys are providing housing and ownership opportunities to people who may not be able to, traditionally qualify. I know as a business owner myself, getting a mortgage is like pulling teeth, right? Just tax returns, right?
Yeah.
And they want to know where all the money came from and all the things. And of course you explain it, but underwriters aren't forgiving a lot of times, and they can't understand and see how that's even possible. Like, oh, so you're telling me this wire for $400,000 came because of what?
Right.
I did an event. Well, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
In your world, that makes no sense. In my world, this is actually light. They owe me money. You know? So, okay. So you're running the events. How often do the events go?
2.5 days. So it's 2.5 days of us just like
hard. You're in there
hardcore.
working. You're showing them all the things.
Yeah.
It's
And I
probably
love
like drinking from a fire hose for these guys in there.
it is. And so it's us waking up at like 5
You guys
a.m.
teach lead gen, all the things in that?
Yeah. So we start, and when I came into it, I was so new. So I didn't feel like good enough to teach the real estate.
Sure.
And so I just taught mindset. I just taught what I knew. I taught how to communicate. I taught how to do these things. And what was cool is that created a cool structure and USP around our business, because Andrew came in kind of nerding out on the real estate. And for me, it's like I came in just as Coach Chun.
Mm-hmm.
And so then we created so much more where the real estate is the symptom, but the personal development is outweighs.
It's why you're successful. It's honestly why your students are successful as well. I can say that the reason why people in my Astro community and the other communities I'm in succeed is because I focus on mindset. I focus on personal development. I do not believe that if two people did the exact same thing, okay, of the same, let's just say they have the same temperament, same communication styles, all the things are the same, and they do the exact same lead gen, the same number of calls to the same list. One person is doing inner work and the other one is not. The levels of success will be exponential on the other side. And so I 100% believe that if you don't focus on the personal development, that the success just can't be there. Your success will never exceed your level of personal development. It's just the rule, it's like a law. Yeah. So that's amazing. Very few people blend the two. Obviously it's been a passion of mine to do so, but I'm like alone in that, I've always felt. But here you guys are doing it over here, and no wonder it's doing so well. It's a great thing. I would love to support. I'd love to let people know about your events. How can people come to your events? Guys, and when I say that I'm a fan and a supporter of this guy, I mean it. Like, I co-sign this guy. I know he's legitimate. I know that they're real people. They do real business. And so this is one of those times when I'd say, hey, go check them out. Go to their event. See what it's all about. These guys are doing the thing. They've got the systems figured out. How would it work? How could people come and participate with you?
So Truka Real Estate is what we're all about. Leo Valentino, Andrew Schlag, we're kind of the ones who run everything, and we're the smiling faces while our team kind of makes everything happen. So Truka.com is a place where you can find more, kind of see if you like it first. That's kind of what I always say, like, hey, before you come spend 2.5 days with us, like, do a vibe check on us first, look us up, see what we talk about, and then,
See, guys, what I'm saying is that these guys aren't salespeople. They're humans. They're good humans wanting to do the thing, and
And we're great salespeople.
and you're great salespeople. I like that, brother. I'm a big supporter of you. I think you're just like one of the most gracious, cool cats that I've had the pleasure of getting to know. I hope to continue to get to know you more and to continue a relationship with you. I'm sure our friendship will grow. We have this mutual connection now, so when a wedding happens, you'll definitely be there. Grateful for what you're doing in the world. I think it needs more Leo Valentinos out there to be in their own power and in their own authenticity, and to really dive into why they tick the way they tick so that they can talk, you know? Question I love to ask guests to wrap this up when we're here, and because this has been such a nice blend of your story, real estate, personal development, why do you think we're all here? What do you think we're all doing here?
I believe that each of us have a path to bring people back. I of course my root is in the kingdom, like building the kingdom, and I think God places
in Christ.
In Christ.
Yes.
And I believe that God places in each of us a skill set, a talent, a hurt, a story that is connected in some way, shape, or form. Sometimes things never meet, sometimes things do. But I do believe it's up to us to find that every day. Like when they find yourself, find about yourself. It's like find out what God gave you and then maximize it, like to the absolute extent. And you look at the greats in the world, it's like they've impacted so many people, but it's because they focused in on their talent and kind of what the situations that God gave them. It's like perfect. So let's use all of that every single day and help other people find theirs. And that becomes your team. And when you do that, it's like you can move at such a strong and fast pace, and everything every day teaches you more lessons about yourself to just grow that. So it's like a never-ending perpetual cycle of growth, just like a plant or, these things. And I think, we all have our time, of course, but there's eternity there. And that keeps me going.
That's great. How do people connect with you on socials?
Leo Valentino on Instagram. It's kind of the only place I'm at right now.
You took the TikTok down?
It's there. I just don't use it.
Okay.
Only place I haven't been using social media at all. Like
really?
Every now and then I'll post a thing here, and then I'll call one of my buddies, be like, I got some dopamine from social media, kick me back into reality, and he'll tell me a bunch of words, and I'll get back. I'll get off social media again.
I'm with it. I think you flirted with it. Yeah. You enjoyed it. You had a little brief love affair, and now you're like, she's toxic.
Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
Yeah. And I look at people like Cody, I look at people like you, Pace, who have done it really well and have a good system for it. And it funnels into something great to build it. Right now, my social media wouldn't funnel. And that's why I'm focused there. But it's going to come back.
Got it.
Yeah. So follow and just kind of sit there.
Give them a follow, guys, and check out the folks over at Truka. These guys are doing good stuff. I, again, highly recommend you checking out one of their events. When's the next one? Where's it going to be?
November, I believe, in Orlando.
Okay. If you give me a link to that, if you have one available, we'll put it in the description below, guys. You guys can go ahead and sign up for that and go see him. And when you see him, tell him I said what's up. If you guys enjoyed this, leave Leo and myself a comment below. I love bringing on guests like this. Of course, my goal in these conversations is to expose you to all of the different modalities, whether it be real estate investing, personal development, or a combination of both. So if you enjoyed this conversation today, let us know what stuck out to you. If you haven't already, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.